Back for another podcast edition of Take After Take. Producer Pat, as I break this, look at this.
Bro, what are you
see this?
doing?
Why not, man? Hey, I was about to raise this up. Give me a second.
It don't go up.
Yeah, it does. It go up. We'll get this straight, man.
This part don't go up though.
Hey, look, Bam Bam over here gonna break it. Producer Pat, Carl Prather breaking stuff up in here in this studio. This costs like $75 million. Tell him to put it on my tab.
Yeah.
What's up, man? How was the weekend? How was the first? We're recording this. What is today? Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna be. I'm MIA. I'm out of here. I need to go.
Where you going now?
Sabbatical.
To where?
I don't know.
The house?
I don't know. It may be a house. It may be the desert. I don't know where I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go somewhere. I'm gonna find myself.
Okay.
Come back.
Gotcha.
Wandering around in the wilderness.
Yeah.
And just come on back. You got to have a few of these before all hell breaks loose here. But we got like 13 Saturdays until this college football starts. High school football get underway. I need some me.
Okay.
Just for about 5 days. I need one of these this month. I need one in July. Then I need another small one before football starts. And I'm good.
Then you're good. You're good for 10 months after that?
Yeah, because I ain't going to have any other time to do anything anyway.
I mean, that's partly true.
That's just all what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, we got some big stuff going on this summer. We'll let you in on that as we head into the summer months, middle end of the summer. Man, yesterday there was so much sports talk. I legitimately was going to come in here, and there was two things that I wanted to do. Wanted to, talk about food. We're just going to do that momentarily. The second thing I was going to talk about, or maybe even just discuss, relative to all of the sports trophies that you've seen as far as championship trophies, like where would you rank the North American sports? And then if you wanted to incorporate some other sports, because obviously college football for some, that may be a thing, but like the best looking championship trophies in Patrick Akers' eyes. I think it's a really good conversation to have in the summertime. We don't have anything else to talk about. Nobody's playing any football, scrimmage, or anything. So I was going to throw those two out to you. But in the interim, I said all hell broke loose earlier, but the NFL went crazy yesterday.
NFL did go crazy,
Man.
which is humorous because there's this podcast that I listen to, and they have been joking. It's a fantasy football podcast.
Yeah.
They've been joking about this A.J. Brown to the Patriots and how they were just going to, like, basically bank an episode for whenever it happens because it was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so it happens, they released the episode, but because they banked it and recorded it like months ago, there was no mention of the Myles Garrett
at
all, which I just found kind of humorous because that kind of took the cake yesterday.
You know, the cool part about this is, we have been hearing about this since pre-draft, as the draft was going on with A.J. Brown. I don't think 30 years ago it wouldn't have happened. B, we just would have found out the day of.
Mm-hmm.
It is really hard to see something of that magnitude in that news basically fester for 90 plus days, and it still comes to fruition on the day that they said it was going to come to fruition, which is just, to me, I think that's very impressive in this day and age relative to how much media that we consume by the minute, much less the day. So yeah, no, let's just start with AJ, just because the Myles Garrett news is just such a behemoth. I think it's good for both parties. This is nothing new for Philadelphia Eagles fans relative to elite wide receivers. It's not like, for me, as an outside looking in NFL fan, as a 49er fan to the Eagles, it's not like to me, I do not believe they're going to have any sort of significant drop-off that makes us believe like, oh, wow. And it's no knock against AJ. But I also believe two things can be true, as we say this all the time. Him going over to New England bolsters an offense that's still in the midst of trying to find their identity, even though they reached the Super Bowl. So what say you? Your thoughts on A.J. Brown? I believe he can still play. I believe he can still separate. I know these crazy rumors about him having a degenerative knee, whatever. The dude, not just him on the field on one side of the field or boundary, does a lot for a defense trying to game plan for him and New England being able to capitalize off that on offense.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're the Eagles, you traded for A.J. Brown for a first. You got traded a first-round pick for A.J. Brown, and then you traded him away for a first-round pick.
Yep.
So value-wise, you got tremendous value there because that usually does not happen, right? With the second trade, usually the value's a little bit worse. Again, like you said, I think it's good for both parties. Like the personalities in Philadelphia had obviously become so poisonous that a move had to be made, and you are not. It is not going to move a quarterback, regardless of what people out there might think about Jalen Hurts. The dude did outplay Patrick Mahomes.
He did.
And won a Super Bowl MVP and a Super Bowl. So you got to stick with him. And I think if you're New England, he goes to a situation with a coach that he knows, new scenery. I think he's still a top 5 wide receiver in the league when he's in true form. So
Top 5.
yeah, I think. I mean, again, it's not. You go back 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
He has that stretch of like the first 8 games of the
100
season.
yards.
Yeah, I mean, it just looks insane. So, how much of Philly's problems last year was the fact that they had an inept play caller? I guess this will be the season coming up to what we'll see.
Yeah.
No, I think he's a tremendous deep ball asset, and he's going to the Patriots and Drake May, who last season had tremendous success on the deep ball. Again, I think it's good for both teams.
I just think it's good for both teams. I think that, once again, 2 things can be true. Both franchises cashed in a big way. I like the move for both. And then we slide right into Myles Garrett. You know, it's one of those things that there was still a small window that made me believe that he still wanted to be moved. But when he signed that contract and he had the 23 sacks last year to break the single-season record, I said to myself, I was like, he probably just he's a walking, talking Hall of Famer. He may just want to stay there, and he's content with just that. I will say this. I think it's one of those – got to be a love doctor for a minute.
You need to be the love doctor?
Just for a hot second.
All
Okay,
right.
okay. You probably done been – fellas, ladies, you probably been in a relationship where – you know, things aren't what they used to be. You know they're what they're not used to be, and they may have been a little chaotic in the midst of what it didn't used to be. Just going through the motions. 2 ships passing through the night. And one day, one partner in this relationship said, take a little break. Just gonna leave for a little bit. I'll be back. Other partner in the house knows that the relationship is not what it used to be. Knows that said partner is away. It says to themselves, it's not what it used to be. They just abruptly left. Why don't we just go ahead and cut bait and just go ahead and end this thing right now? Just go ahead and let's move on. Myles Garrett has made a ton of money. Historic contractual deal. You see the glimpses of why he is considered arguably the best defensive player in all of college football, NFL football. If I get,
he would definitely be the best player in college football.
Hold on. Hold on. Since I jacked that all up, how many sacks do you think Myles Garrett would have in 11 games in high school, playing at optimum speed?
In college?
High school.
Oh, in high school. Oh, I might every play. Every play is a sack.
Could you imagine just throwing the left tackle to 6'1", 185, and just throwing him into the rest of the line and just moving everybody out?
You would have to calculate his stats by how many kids he legitimately hurt for the rest of their lives. That would probably also be in the 100.
Yeah. He was so good at Texas A&M. I mean, obviously, to me, he's completely, drastically, obviously better as a pro and all-pro Hall of Famer. But, no, from all reports, whether it's the Cleveland Plain Dealer, Mary Kay Cabot, who is just one of my favorite beat reporters in all of the NFL, had been to no OTAs, hadn't showed up to anything. You got a new coaching staff. Your owner has made no bones about it. And you know how I feel about Shedeur Sanders. He is doing everything in his power to find a way. And I'm just saying this. Friends with one Peyton Manning. Loves the Mannings. Loves Tennessee. Gives the Haslam's if y'all don't think he gonna do everything in his power to try to go get Archibald and try to get this and try to get him into Cleveland, you have another thing coming. He basically, I don't know this. This is just one man's opinion. With all of that said, he probably looked around and was like, yeah, let's just unload him. Like, I mean, we are close to coming out of the Deshaun Watson situation, even though he's still on the roster and all of the picks that we gave up. Deshaun Watson is going to have an adequate chance to be able to be the starter, all because you still, any business person, you still want to see some sort of return on that investment. Let's not dance around this, because you can't come out and say, yeah, we messed this up. You can't. So, like, you're going to still hanging on to just one thread just to give him a chance, and before you still cut bait. You're still going to cut bait. So, once again, it just was a perfect situation. And Myles has to sign off on, with the trade clause, like, if I want to go there. What better place to go to than one of the best franchises in all of the National Football League, with a group of men in the front office with Les Snead and Sean McVay that want to win yesterday. Forget now. Yesterday. Then when the news came out, here's the first thing I thought, Patrick, when the news came out. I swear, and I'd be darned if I did not see on social media immediately after I thought this. Here I see this mutant Aaron Donald out here working out, and I was like, he's for sure coming back.
I want him to.
He's for sure coming back. I don't know when he's going to come back in the season. I don't know if he's going to play the entire season. He's going to play, the last couple of months, or he may play the full. He will be back in the fold with them, no doubt. You got Byron Young, like, they're ready to win now. I get it. I mean, you got two years with Matty Stafford. I mean, I understand. I mean, the 49ers, they're just, that division is going to be super cool because you got the world champions in that division. You got two other teams that are more than capable of winning a world championship. It is moving back toward, after maybe a small little blip on the radar the last two seasons, back to being the best division of football. I don't know how three teams are going to come out of there, but that very well may be the case. I don't know if we've had a guy this impactful at this height of his career outside of the first year of free agency when I was a kid with Reggie White going from Green Bay, not Green Bay, but from the Eagles to Green Bay, to somebody that, at this extent that's that devastating at that position. Your initial thoughts on Myles Garrett, and then more importantly, once again, can two things be true at one time? Can we have a benefit with the Cleveland Browns, even though you lose an elite player like that? But if you have a plan to rebuild, and obviously if you're the Rams, you're trying to win now and trying to bring another Lombardi home.
Yeah, I mean, you get the Browns, you get a guy like Jared Verse, a young Pro Bowl caliber player to come back.
Good player to return.
So that works. And then, yeah, if you're the Rams, to me, the first thing I thought of is, this makes the Ty Simpson pick make way more sense, because I think you look at the next year's quarterback class, 2027. That's the class everybody says is the class. But if you're going to try to win now, and the price is next year's first-round pick to get Myles Garrett, if you're Sean McVay and Les Snead, you're sitting there and you're at 13, and you're like, in this year's draft, and you go, well, this was kind of a freebie pick from the Falcons. I'm going to assume they did their homework on Ty Simpson. It's like, do we like Ty Simpson more than, say, we like a guy maybe – who could be there? Lenore Sellers, any of those other guys. And I think the answer was yes. So pick him now. And then we kind of take some of the flag. People are like, you're not trying to win now. Well, then you turn around when the new offseason starts, and then here comes Myles Garrett that walks in, who, yeah, like you said, is the best. Outside of Aaron Donald, he's the best defensive player of his generation.
Yes.
So if you get Aaron Donald that can come back in, who still looks like he could play football, I know I've seen some clips being like him being like, I have no interest to play football, but like, I don't know, man. Can we get the game together for one time? Like, can you imagine Aaron Donald in the middle, Myles Garrett on the outside, and they still have guys like Kobe Turner. Like, they still got dudes on that defensive line. Yes. And then you couple with the fact that this could be Matt Stafford. This could be his last ride. This could be the last season.
It could be, and I'm leaning toward more of that. This being his last year, just one more stab at it. I know he signed for 2 years, but I think it's probably going to be it. Especially, knock on wood, you don't want to have any sort of injuries or be hurt.
Also, I'm done hearing about picks or the salary cap contract. Apparently, none of this stuff matters.
No, it don't matter
because the Los Angeles Rams can just keep adding talent.
What did Leslie say 3 or 4 years ago? F them pigs.
Yeah, well, even the salary cap. The first thing I tweeted was like, "Is the salary cap even real? Is it just an imaginary thing?"
Hey man, hey. You didn't have. Hey, hold on. Back in your young days, you didn't have $5 in your pocket, 5 ones, and make that thing stretch, make it shake a little bit.
It just seems like back when I was playing like Madden, you could like turn the salary cap off. It seems like that. There's just some teams in the NFL, like the Rams and the Eagles, that just get to play with the salary cap off.
So the one thing that I do want to say about NFL franchises, the Rams, 49ers, Eagles, Chiefs, Patriots. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not a coincidence that the very reason why they're so successful for long periods of time is because of things like this. Just because we're Johnny fan doesn't necessarily mean that we know all, whether it's we love X and Facebook and Reddit and all of our NFL insiders, the whole nine. Still doesn't mean that they don't have a plan. Every NFL franchise I've ever known that's won anything or been highly successful for quite some time is from the top down. It is your president, your owners, your general managers, your directors of player personnel, and it trickles down to said players. So why in the world was it a shock? Much like I mentioned when Ty Simpson was in the draft, looking at teams and where they're at relative to fit, need, being able to buy now, pay later, the Rams were ideal for Ty Simpson. Now, of course, no one in their right mind knew that they were going to try to go and haul in and bring in Myles Garrett, but they did. And they had an idea of like what this looks like, how we're able to keep our team competitive at a Super Bowl level and to move forward. I'm a gigantic San Francisco 49er fan. I don't know if there's any franchise that has been as close as the 49ers has to probably 3 to 4 world championships since 2019. All while continuing to revamp your roster and make moves and draft properly. And it's not the 49ers. You can look at the Chiefs. You can look at the Eagles. Look at how many moves and things that Harry Roseman has made over the last decade. It's been incredible, right? Just look at all of the teams that are highly successful. Seattle Seahawks. There's a reason why they always stay in the fold. It's because, A, they have their front office and their owners and everyone that's in that front office in those big buildings with complete synergy and understanding that everyone has a common goal to make the franchise great. And we can dance around this all we want. You can insert NFL franchise here. Everybody doesn't want to win. Everybody doesn't want to win. Sometimes you have to go forget the gutter beyond the depths of hell to be able to realize that this is probably not ideal and advantageous for us to be able to keep our fan base, to be able to win, to be able to. So no, I'm not surprised at anything that someone like the Rams are doing. Prior to this, a couple of weeks ago or a month or so ago, Mike Evans is with the 49ers. In what world did anyone think that Mike Evans was going to be a 49er? So it's an arms race. Everyone is trying to go get this thing. And for Johnny Fan, we are super excited because, man, I get to see the Rams and the Seahawks play 2 times. I get to see a young Arizona Cardinal team try to find their way with Jeremiah Love. I get to see them 2 times. It's fun to be able to have a division where everyone in there, and I'm not knocking the Cardinals because it's still the story hasn't been told yet. But what I can say about the other 3 teams in that division, everybody's trying to win. And they're trying to go get it, and they're trying to break each other's necks in the process. And I love that. I just love the spirit of that competition because any fan worth their salt can truly appreciate if you come up short. If you don't get to the final destination, at least you know your team did everything in their power to do so, whether it's from picks, draft capital, player evaluation, properly being able to draft prospects, managing your roster, salary cap, the whole nine. That's why I was telling you about, your favorite team, the Titans. Above anything else, as much crap as I've given this franchise, who I truly love because they helped raise me. I was there with this franchise for my first 2 years in the business from afar. You know what they used to be with Mr. Reese. And regardless of how people felt about Jeff Fisher, but even John Robinson, you see the spots where they've been great. And now it just looks like they are saying, okay, we have everything in front of us. Let's make a big step forward and have another draft, basically 36 months of good prospects in that building, franchise, new stadium, Super Bowl coming in 2030, all of the optics warranted for you to be able to be good. So, no, I think it's great. Where would you put the Rams if you had to choose or pick? Are they one of the 5 teams, hands down, favorites to win the Super Bowl?
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
I would have to say, I have to think about this because I legitimately could put 3 of those 4 teams from that division in the top 5. I would move, for the time being, I think I would move my favorite football team that I root for outside of that because you have to think about it. If I say Eagles, Seahawks, Rams, that's 3 of the 5. And then who are the other 2?
And you hadn't even got to the AFC yet.
Do you see what I'm saying?
There are other teams like the Buffalo Bills with DJ Moore, another Josh Allen. There's a ascending. What does Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears look like? Like there are other teams.
I don't know.
Like that. It makes it fun. And like you said not every team wants to win. I think every team does, but I think they want to. There are some organizations that want to win strictly on their terms.
I agree.
In the way that they want to do it.
That's fair.
And I don't think that the organizations that have been the most successful in the NFL over a long period of time are organizations that have a dedication to creating a winning culture, but also don't have as big of an ego to where they can see where the game or where things are shifting and move in that direction. There's a lot of people that are just stubborn. There's a guy in Dallas that is one of those. He wants to win, but he wants to do it only on his terms.
Correct.
And, I think the things that make people great, you have to be able to, I say it all the time in different aspects, you got to be able to play a little bit of jazz and kind of move and sway where the things are kind of going. So, I think the Titans are back on that track, hopefully at least. But, no, I think I would have the Rams. I mean, I'm going to give it to the Seahawks. I'm going to put them at 1 just for the respect of what they did for last season. And they got a lot of guys coming back. Not like they lost a ton of guys, young guys. Mike McDonald just being a defensive genius. But then I think you have to have the Rams at number 2.
Yep.
Now, the thing about the Rams is they don't have as much margin for error as maybe some other teams. I mean, any team that has a starting quarterback get hurt, I mean, your season's probably lost. You're not the 49ers. But, I mean, the Rams are a Stafford injury away from this whole thing probably going south. So let's hope that doesn't happen.
It's been fun. That was a fun 24 hours. Odell Beckham back with his original team. They drafted him, the New York Giants. I know everybody's slowly but surely either the last week with the Titans. I think the Titans had their OTAs last week, the 26th and 27th. I know a lot of teams are having it now. We're going to have a quick little break for a couple of weeks, and then we're back in the training camp. But, yeah, that was a fun Monday for NFL fans, sports fans in general. Shout out to Serena Williams. She's getting back into the doubles realm of tennis. I'm assuming that she's maybe going to ramp it up to see if she still has enough in the tank to be able to be competitive at her pace relative to being what many consider the greatest tennis player of all time. So, man, it was exciting Monday. We move to Game 1 of the NBA Finals, and we discussed Game 6 and 7, potentially a Game 7 last week. San Antonio comes away with the Western Conference title. It'll be the Spurs.
You almost said world title.
I know.
You kind of
they're gonna win it.
I'm about to say you're letting it go a little bit.
Yeah, I just here's the thing. I truly believe the Knicks would have won the world title if they played OKC. I just don't like this matchup. And I know, once again, I keep going back to what everyone keeps talking about and discussing the regular season. Any professional basketball player, I don't care if you play in the NBA, I don't care if you play overseas. If you are playing in the postseason, coaching matters more than it ever does when you get into these series. The adjustments, the rotations, having success in one game and being able to find a way to transition that into second game, third game. The Knicks played very well against the Spurs during the regular season. I just don't know if the Knicks have enough on the perimeter to warrant them being able to consistently knock down shots. When I say knock down shots, San Antonio's perimeter defense, they play so well, Patrick. I just don't know if Brunson and OG and the cast of characters on the wings, why this series against OKC was so highly competitive is because they have shot makers. Not dribble drive guy, I'm talking shot makers. Dribble, pitch, I can knock down a bucket. What makes San Antonio so great is not only can they negate that, they can run you off your spot. So then you're in trouble, and their rotations are so great from the perimeter. Now, I'm mentioning all that, and they got two other all-stars on that team, right? Two lottery guys, Harper, Castle, Vassell, Champagnie. You look at their roster, they have an assortment of shot getters, shot makers, and they play they're so efficient on defense. Then, without any further ado, I got the alien. I got this mutant that legitimately, at any time, can go for 35, 25, and 8 blocks. He is the very reason why they won Game 7, why I said if I was OKC, you wanted to close it out in Game 6, because I just did not think they were going to win Game 7 because of that dude. And I think the Knicks have been an amazing story. Just as a fan of sports, just to see them win a world title in my lifetime would be really cool, right?
It might also be the end of New York City,
Yeah,
as we know it.
Yeah, the Statue of Liberty just going down into the water. They done clown on top of the Statue of Liberty. Knicks flag. You probably see, there's no way you're not going to tell me if they win that somebody will be able to get a Knicks flag all the way up.
She might come to life. I don't know.
You ain't lying.
It might be a sleeper cell for some kind.
You ain't lying. Steven Spielberg got this disclosure day coming out. He may be an alien for all you know, and maybe another alien. I don't know.
Yeah.
But listen, my initial reaction to this series is that I think that this, unfortunately, is going to be a gentleman's sweep.
I could see how the optics could tell you that, but if you just look at the math of what the Knicks have done this postseason,
I feel you.
It's historic levels.
It is.
And I don't know. I just think that if the Knicks can keep this close going into the fourth quarter, there's just something about Jalen Brunson, man. There's just something about this team.
Special. They're great. They're great. I just find it hard to believe.
But the guys in the black jerseys have a 7'6" dude. Like, yeah, at some point it just comes down to that.
And no, once again, no knock against the perimeter for the Knicks. I have watched two young men that are franchise players that are on the left and right or right and left of him that have continued to grow and grow and grow and grow. There's something to be said for a team that was trying to find their way and beat the world champs and then get into the finals at this stage of their career. They got to lace them up too, just like the Knicks. I believe the Knicks are either going to win Game 1 and Game 3 or just Game 3. I find it hard to believe that the Spurs win Game 3 no matter what. NBA Finals game since 1999 at Madison Square Garden. I just want to know what the ticket is. What's the cost to put your feet on the wood?
A lot.
$25,000? Gotta be 20.
Oh,
more than that? Is that crazy? Say 24 one ticket, 25. It's not 25,000, right?
I mean, it's got to be expensive,
that
right?
Thing, you about to see. Listen, if you want to see a who's who of celebrity, forget the Met Gala. Just go walk around that darn court on next Monday night, a week from next week. But no, I think the Spurs win Game 1. I think they win Game 2. I think the Knicks win Game 3. I think the Spurs win Game 4. And then I think it'll be a tight contest, and they close it out in New York and win it in Game 5. Yeah, I just did not like the matchup from afar in the first couple of rounds. I just don't like the matchup for the Knicks. Because if you want to play fast, that falls right into the hands of San Antonio as far as their transition defense. If you want to slow it down, it really falls in. The only way not the only way, a key to victory for me would be Karl Anthony Towns, has to play number one overall for 4 games.
I do think he's going to play better than Chet Holmgren. It's a low bar.
Here's the problem. I believe that Victor movement is going to be advantageous for him to be the ones to try to do as far as putting it on the floor. That is, are we for certain that Karl early foul trouble and take himself out of the game? And if he's gone, I just don't see, because legitimately the Spurs have 3 20-point players on their team that are all under the age of 22. And we ain't even talked about Champagnie, Vassell, De'Aaron Fox. It's so much. And they showed up. I'll tell you something that one of our young guys, he's a Spurs fan in the newsroom. And I remember last year, in the last 2 years when they were just god awful, right? And I remember watching Vassell and some of those guys. And I used to look at like, gosh, they compete so hard. They play like, I do my best to try to. It's not so much the last 2 years, but I used to always try to, because I love the NBA. I used to always try to watch each team once. And I remember the last 2 years watching the Spurs, and I was like, yes, they don't have any talent. But man, they bust their behind. They play hard on both ends. Now I've incorporated talent with that. And I didn't even mention Keldon Johnson. That's 6 man a year.
Yeah.
On the team. I'm excited because I love the NBA Finals. It is going to be very hard pressed for me to believe that the Knicks can win 4 games against this team.
I mean, but on the flip side, if we get another Game 7 out of this series, like we really are talking about the potential here to be like a once in a generation, like, oh, remember the 26 NBA final. Like this is what we're
on route,
because it's either going to be the New York Knicks win it, and there have been legions of fans that haven't seen it 50-something years, or the NBA is on notice because the alien dude is here.
I think it's going to be the latter,
and it very well might be.
I think, and here's the thing, you can just walk outside and probably a bird from the sky will be like, LeBron, MJ, who? Like, we hear this debate every day, all day, ad nauseum. It's ridiculous. The one thing that I think I said in our group chat, and I said in one of my college group chats, the cool thing about Victor, relative to him being a generational talent, much like LeBron, is because this is the first time in my lifetime or anyone's lifetime that you could legitimately say, probably not name Magic or Bird, that you have this much supporting cast talent around you. You're 22. You're arguably the best player in the world. I think when season's end, we head into next year, he is the best player in the world. You have that. But then imagine LeBron basically just having 2 all-star guys with him at his rookie or his first 3 years, or Michael, and then you surround them with not even close to like veteran, but just guys that can just fill it up, like efficient scorers. It's just a perfect team. And when I say perfect, the standpoint of like being able to surround your star with, elite talent, so that when it's time for star to become a star, you can do that and not. We looked at SGA in Game 7, and he had 0 help. Now, of course, I think I would have looked at this entirely different if Jalen Williams was playing in the game, but there was no one out that could be able to help him. And what a luxury for someone like Victor Wembanyama that has that, and to be able to kind of grow into his role all while winning championships. Because, like, what the hell is this going to look like 5 years from now?
Yeah, and I think the thing that has that people have liked about Victor Wembanyama the most, obviously a physical freak of nature, being his height and his. We just haven't seen something like this and being able to do the type of things. I mean, he's 7'5", taking dudes off the dribble, nailing 3-pointers.
Yep.
But there's also like a almost psychotic, competitive edge that the greats like Kobe and MJ have that he already has at this young. And there's a lot of people who will sit and watch the NBA and in sports in general and watch dudes who are so physically gifted but like not care all that much. And you're sitting at home being like, man, if I had that kind of talent, like I would just go all in all the time. He has that. So you can't. There is nothing to hate about this team. You saw after they beat the Thunder, like these guys love each other. They're playing hard for each other. I mean, I do think there is like not to get too deep here, but as we have all these talks about what it means to be a man in 2026, I think something like what Wembanyama and the Spurs are doing or something close to it. Like these dudes are playing with a love for each other that I think is ingratiating them to a lot of people across the country. Like people should look at Wembanyama and see a villain. And I think they look at him and they see like a breath of fresh air, which is crazy to say about a dude that's 7'5" and hitting 3-pointers. And then you go on the flip side of the Knicks, like, is there ever been a more David and Goliath finals than what's about to happen? Like, just the poster.
Yeah, I think and the crazy part about it, just because the Knicks have been so dominant in their run toward the finals, if it was any other team or teams not named OKC and San Antonio, I would pick the Knicks to win it, right? Even against the Nuggets or one of the other teams in the West. The closest thing that I've maybe come to this relative to just what the Spurs could be heading into this finals, you probably have to go back to 2001, probably the Sixers and Lakers.
Yeah.
With Allen Iverson and company. Allen Iverson had basically, Aaron McKee, and but just the talent alone with the Lakers.
But I don't know going back then, I don't know if anybody really thought the Sixers could win the series.
Correct. That's the thing. Like people legitimately believe like the Knicks, like relative to their run, believe they can win this series.
Yeah.
And I say this all the time. It's not like we're acting like they can't beat them. They beat them. They beat them in the regular season, so it's not like that's a thing.
Yeah.
I just look at each team's growth and just the sheer amount of raw ability and talent that has all come together in the midst of a month and a half that really should not be in this position. They're playing with house money. And I just think relative to them now being in the finals, I think their finals was the Western Conference Finals to get over that hump and beat that team. I would be super shocked if your stars of stars for the Spurs don't show up. I believe that the Knicks, regardless whether it's Jalen Brunson or Cadden, I believe they're going to show up. I just continue to look at the trajectory of these young men in those black jerseys. Because you just don't see this all of the time. It's very, 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 very rare to have this collection of talent, especially the National Basketball Association, to get to this point and not kind of quote unquote take your lumps. Like they are here. So that's the big issue for me that I'm just completely enamored with. So yeah, game 1 is going to get underway on Wednesday. Super excited about that. Games 1 and 2 will be in San Antonio. Games 3 and games 4 will be in New York. Game 5, San Antonio. Game 6, New York. And if necessary, Game 6. And if necessary, Game 7 will be back in San Antonio. But I'm just super excited. I'm excited about just the presentation. I'm excited about everything about this game tomorrow. I will be front and center watching that thing, man. I'm super, super stoked. Okay, so a lot of sports to discuss. We mentioned food, and we mentioned steakhouses. I'm going to ask you one more time. Okay. You sure?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
Of all of the chains, we're just talking about chains because listen, I love non-chains, obviously like steakhouse. If you're a steak lover or just a restaurant lover, like non-chains are fantastic. I mean, you get just a variety, whatever. We're just talking about steak. And this man is like pounding the table for the old Roadhouse. You ain't backing down?
Nah.
Why, dog?
Why do you have to back down when you're right?
I had to still give the edge of the Longhorn. And here's the thing. I get what you're saying as far as like kid friendly. But man, their steaks are so good, man.
So is Texas Roadhouse.
I'm not saying they're not. But old Flo's Filet now. Old Flo's Filet, old Porterhouse, what do you call it? I don't know what they call it. First of all, I'm gluttonous, so I want like a porterhouse. If the etiquette was good enough, I literally would just I'd probably get like 2 Flo's Filets or like 2 or something for Texas. But I can't do that. But
I mean, they'll take your money.
They'll take it. So the cut of steak that you like,
yeah.
That's the only one that you get all the time.
Yeah,
it's
for the most part.
It's just that good.
Just a sirloin, yeah.
What does your lovely wife get?
A little healthy, the same thing, 8 ounce.
What does the babies get? They like a little steak, or they like chicken fingers, something like that.
Yeah, chicken finger fries.
Chicken
Yeah,
finger.
mac and cheese, sweet tea.
Little sweet tea, little mac and cheese.
That's what they.
I had a mac and cheese from Texas Roadhouse. It slaps.
The little girl likes it. Yeah,
Little girl like it. Well, that's all that matters.
She likes it. Yeah,
all that
and you have the rolls. You can't separate the rolls from Texas Roadhouse. That's a huge part. The cinnamon sugar, like the cinnamon butter.
That's fair. Because
Fantastic.
because like Texas Roadhouse, they have their bread. You got to cut and all that. I get that.
I mean, I come in Diet Coke, bread hits the table. You got to pick apart. You got to pull apart the bread, let it cool off for the kiddos. They don't like it real hot. Then I'll go ahead and tell the person you might want to bring another basket of bread.
You already know. You already said
yeah. And then I'm down in 2 or 3, and then I don't even need to look at the menu at this point. So we come back. Hey, we ready to order? Yeah. 8 ounce sirloin or 12 ounce, depending on how hungry I am.
Right.
Medium, Caesar salad, sweet potato, plain. I want nothing in it. Don't put nothing in the sweet potato. You eat the Caesar salad first, and if we're really hungry, we get an onion blossom or something like that.
Okay.
Or appetizer.
Okay.
Caesar salad comes first. Of course, you kill it. They put tons of Caesar dressing on it. I mean, you go some places, they save a little bit on the dressing.
Let me tell y'all something too. Let me get on my little soapbox about this Caesar. Caesar salad is my favorite salad.
It's fantastic.
Let me tell all of our amazing restaurants and people across the world that want to serve Caesar salads. Quit skimping on this salad dressing. I don't want.
Yeah.
Listen, I like to taste all of the ingredients. And I get all that. Put some more dressing on there.
Yeah, I get inflation's hard, but like,
yeah, we down.
let's go. Got to put it on there, and then you eat this, and then you finish the
That's
steak
what I want to ask
first.
you about the sweet potato. Why don't you eat
Sweet potato comes
together?
last.
Why don't you eat it together?
Because to me, a sweet potato is like a dessert.
I feel that. I'm not a sweet potato fan. Like I'm like the only one in my family, like in the southeast, or basically the country that doesn't like sweet potatoes.
I love sweet potatoes.
Yeah, I mean, and I've had it before. I'm a old fashioned russet potato. I want that.
Loaded.
Let me tell you something. You can put salt and pepper and butter on it. You can put insert seasoning here. You can load it. You can put cheese on it. You can put bacon bits on it. You can put no cheese on it. Bacon. I don't care how you do it. I love a potato. I've always loved potatoes. French fries, baked potato. But I've just never been a big sweet potato fan. But oh no, I go to. It depends on, like I said, Longhorn to me is the best chain steak restaurant in the country. It depends on how hungry I am. I'll get the Flo's Filet if I'm going to, we're going to have some appetizer before that. They have this shrimp appetizer that's fantastic. Or if I'm for real hungry, like I'm porterhousing it down, I need the loaded baked potato. I got to have the Caesar salad. Longhorn, y'all do a good job with your dressing though. Y'all put enough dressing on there. And here's the other thing with Caesar salad. You see your phone?
Mm-hmm.
See this phone here? See the back of it?
Yep.
I want my Caesar salad to be covered in pepper with all this on the front of it. I want pepper just all in the Caesar salad. Don't skip out.
Okay.
Sometimes you go to some establishments, they want to, and I just sit there and just look at them like this. They be looking at me like, you gonna start? You want us to stop? I'm like, I ain't said nothing. I didn't start it. Whole thing emptied out to my plate, and I don't care anything about it. A lot of pepper in my Caesar salad.
You like a lot of peppercorn with the
yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir. Good old peppercorn. Ain't nothing like a good old peppercorn. But no, like Longhorn, I just have not had anything bad out of Longhorn.
Again, none of it's bad.
None of them are bad.
It's just
besides. Let's just go. I just want to circle this block.
Well, yeah. Besides Logan's,
will you go on your diatribe? Because I just want to know. Like, I want full disclosure, full transparency. I have not had Logan's a ton, but the times that I've had Logan's in my life, and I believe the only times I've ever had Logan's was here in North Alabama. The times I've had Logan's, It was good. But the crazy part about it, it's out of sight, out of mind. I never think about going there. The times that I went there, I was like, man, their rolls are really good. Steak was really good. Whole nine. You are a North Alabama native through and through, born and raised in this state. And man, it's almost like you just fell right out of love with this woman from Logan's. And I just want to know why.
I think if
we did a big deep
if
side.
Anybody, I can't be the only person that has seen how far Logan's has fallen in 20-something years.
How's it fell off?
I'm just saying, it occupied, if you go back to the mid-2000s,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And everything that was, Kobe's dominating the NBA, all this stuff. Logan's was also at the top with all these places.
Okay.
I don't know what happened. Like a lot of things just got worse. And you just fall off. It's ever so slowly, right? You just go down, 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 down. At some point, you just hit hell. That's how it works. And that's where Logan's is at right now. I didn't do it to him. I would love to be able to go to Logan's. I would love to come here and say, I've been staunch Logan's for 30 years. But they did this to themselves.
Bruh, how?
And I'm not blaming the people that work at Logan's. It's like, I don't know, bad leadership.
When's the last time you had Logan's, though? That's the thing, bro.
I've had Logan's at least 4 times in probably the past year.
And it's down bad every time.
And I would say it is not how it was kicking in 2006.
Dang.
And that's 20 years.
It's 20 years, fam.
So, I don't know. I didn't do it to him. But, like, when you go and, like, the rolls don't hit as hard.
Boy, them rolls
or, like,
hitting
the states aren't cooked and aren't seasoned the way they used to be seasoned.
No, not
or,
the
like,
steak, not the sticky wakey.
Yeah, it's just... And they have all these, no knock on country music, but, like, they got all these endorsements and advertisements and sponsorships. They got all these, like, country guys in here with these tight blue jeans and these fake cowboy hats that they hard day from life. And then they're all over the menu. And it's like, you know what Texas Roadhouse got? They got an armadillo. And the kids love it. They got the crayons. You go into Logan's now, like, the crayons is broken. They can't even give full crayons to the kids no more.
Roadhouse, they still got the peanuts on the floor?
I don't know if you're necessarily supposed to put them on the floor now. They do give you a bucket with them.
Didn't they used to throw them on the floor?
Yes, and Amanda still goes by the rule of throwing them on the floor, and I try to tell her, like, hey, we probably, this bucket's here for a thing. She's
Amanda,
like, nah, this is what we're doing.
That's the true essence of Roadhouse. Yeah. That's when you know you're right.
And then the little girl, she'll take the peanuts down and just crack them like this against the plate and then throw them down. But, like, yeah, I don't even know if Logan's has peanuts anymore.
That's what I was going to ask you. Do they have peanuts anymore?
I don't think so. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're out there and you're associated with Logan's, maybe I could be wrong. I'm the type of person that I might be wrong about something.
I think you're wrong, dog.
And I could be. And maybe there's a Logan's out there that's special that's like, hey, we ain't never changed. We've been top of the game.
Said we back. We ain't went nowhere.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Hey, Logan.
There's just some out there that are like, you walk in there, there's like 3 people working.
Come on, bro.
The bartender's like going all over the place. I don't want this to be true. It just is what it is.
Logan's. Hey, man, look. We're going to go in there one day. We can
go in there. Yeah.
Dang. I didn't know you. Hey, the fact that you had like dissected this like a Ginsu knife and just like that's how unfortunate, in your opinion, that Logan's just kind of fell off like that.
You were just, when you're at the top, just because you're at the top don't mean you got to stay there. You got to keep putting in the work.
Got to keep putting in the work. Big
all right. And like you said, back to your relationship and just like, hey, sometimes you miss a couple of gym sessions. And then sometimes the pants don't fit the way they used to. Things are a little bit tight, a little bit big in certain areas, and then all of a sudden, no! All of a sudden the guy next door or the girl next door,
doctor,
not looking so bad. There's somebody down in the neighborhood, he running with his shirt off. Like that's what you got to try to be. The Texas Roadhouse and Longhorn are out here killing the game, and I feel like Logan's Roadhouse rested on their laurels a bit, and now after the 20 years, chickens don't come home to roost.
Here's one thing I will say about Texas Roadhouse. Why is it that this is the year 2026 and I still see Texas Roadhouses across the country getting built? They like.
When's the last time you seen a Logan's get built?
That's exactly what I was about to lead into, dog. I'm talking Texas Roadhouse get built, and man, for about 2 weeks straight, you can't find a spot.
Can't get in there.
Can't get in there. Boy, I tell you what.
I'm just saying.
My mom and dad love that is numero uno for Texas Roadhouse is where it's at. They kill Texas Roadhouse.
And it's not like Texas Roadhouse is doing anything complicated.
That's the point.
They got 2 chickens. They got 4 or 5 steaks. They got, half a dozen appetizers. But the things we do, we just do them really well.
Doing well.
We'll dance every now and again to like some kind of song.
Mm-hmm.
We'll sing to the kids. I don't even know Logan's would sing to the kids anymore. You tell them it's their birthday, they're like, "Oh, happy birthday." They just keep on walking. Like, what are we doing?
Logan's. Prove my man wrong. He down bad. Prove my man wrong. He said Logan's is that the left the building. Went down. Prestige down.
It is a shame because it occupied a very special place in my heart. This comes from a place of love. This does not come from a place of hate.
There's no hate. There's no hate.
No hate.
We just know what you. Apparently, from what Patrick is saying, he just knows what you were and what you could be again.
What you could be. That's beautifully said. What you could be again. I'm not losing out all hope. It ain't like Shoney's. Shoney's they gone.
Let me tell you something. Back in the day, I'm 43. Boy, from about 7 to about 14, I'll put their breakfast bar up against anybody's. And here's the thing. Here's what made their breakfast bar so lit. You can go to a Shoney's in Nashville. You can go to a Shoney's in Memphis. You can go to a Shoney's in Louisville, Kentucky. You go to a Shoney's in somewhere in South Georgia. And all of them hit, but they hit different. All of them, like, they had their staples where they all take, but you could tell they was putting some extra. Them cooks back in the back, boy, they was whipping it. That dirty rice and them little chicken strips and that bacon and that, man, boy, they used to, Shoney. Is Shoney still around?
No, it's something they're
it's
like gone.
Yeah, they gone. Dang, Shoney's used to be slapping. We used to stop at the
Shoney's and Muscle Shoals. I think the grass is like grown, the weeds
over
the top of the building.
Man, the Shoney's we used to always go to because both sides of my family, my mom and dad, they lived. My mom is from Arkansas. My dad is was raised in South Georgia, born in Florida. But we would always obviously come through Nashville to either divert down to Georgia or head over to Memphis, over to Arkansas. We used to always get off on Trinity Lane in Nashville, and we used to always go to that Shoney's right there. And man, you want to talk about some good eats, dog? Just the dirty rice alone, bro. Hold on, we forgot. And then another oldie but goodie, Ryan Steakhouse.
Gone,
dog. Hey, like you didn't have to get the entrees. Like you just hit the salad bar, and they had everything on there.
Yeah, we need Golden Corral to hold out.
It's going around because they still hanging tough.
They're still hanging out. Yeah. I don't know if hanging tough is how I would describe it. They
I saw some video.
They might be like an old boxer staggering.
Yeah, man, like old Glass Joe from old Mike Tyson. Yeah. I saw one time. I just saw some bad viral videos of Golden Corral, man. The kids, man, we do a little too much of them chocolate fountains and stuff.
But I love a Chinese buffet. Ooh, Chinese buffets around here.
Let me tell you something.
Thriving.
Let me tell you something. I'm so glad you said that. All my brothers and sisters that run Chinese restaurants. Let me tell you something. Y'all can have all the finest cuisines, and y'all could have a table this big rotating with sushi and stuff. Y'all can have all that. I don't care nothing about it. I want the middle of nowhere buffet. They got the square pans with the water up underneath of them. And they just get rotated out while I'm eating. I just keep going back and forth. Listen, here's the thing. I could have the appetite of 30 men. All I'm gonna eat is 2 plates. Can't even make it. You down? You go in there, get your food. You're like, man, it's so good. You go back and get the second one. Can't even finish the second one. That's how good this stuff is. But they just keep rotating. Everybody just keep rotating stuff out. There is nothing greater in the world than a Chinese buffet. I don't care what. I can't trust you if you don't like a Chinese buffet. How about that?
I would. You'll get no argument for this guy. I've become somewhat. I have a reputation around here for 48 for being sort of a Chinese buffet connoisseur.
I'm not mad at it.
Me and the IT guy Jared here.
We
have little dates during the week. Go to Chinese buffet. Biggest one, Meteor here in Huntsville, off Sparkman.
Slapping.
Just fantastic.
Slapping.
Just fantastic.
Flat out slapping.
Got the koi pond that ain't got no koi fish in it.
Ain't nothing in there.
I wish they would bring that back.
You ain't got to do that. Food is what we've known about.
Yeah, but there's a nostalgia factor for the koi fish. But I get it. Mm-hmm. Probably tough to run. But like, yeah, a Chinese buffet, like it won't let you down.
It will never. When have you ever had a bad Chinese buffet in your life? I'm, like I said, 43 years old. I've never had a bad Chinese buffet.
And speaking of buffets, another buffet making a comeback.
Who?
If you saw the new Pizza Hut.
Bruh.
Pizza Hut going back to the old school building designs,
Yes, sir.
old school decor.
Yep.
Their CEO's like, we're bringing back the buffet. They're doing what Logan should do. Go back to the past. You have a blueprint for success. You just refuse to follow it.
Your favorite chain pizza? Pizza Hut, Papa John's, Domino's. You got to pick one. Pizza was my favorite when I was a kid, but pizza was too expensive for us when we was growing up. Domino's is always for those that don't know, Domino's, when I was in the late 80s, early 90s, Domino's was the only one. Then Pizza Hut came around. Then Papa John's came around, but then Little Caesars was here. Very expensive, good pizza went away. And then, which I found is the most genius marketing, those $5 hot and readies, they just came back in their commercials. Everything has been great. But Pizza Hut, we used to have this thing called Book It. I think the kids still even have Book It now. We used to get personal pan pizzas if you read like X amount of books back in elementary school.
Yeah.
Man, I was a big reader when I was a kid. So, bro, like, we used to get, like, double for $9. Man, I was reading John Grisham novels and stuff, man, back in, like, I was in not middle school, when I was in elementary school and stuff. Time to Kill and Pelican Brief. I was reading all that because I knew I was going to get, like, double the tickets. I was going to get the ticket.
So you just looked at books and saw the length and then was like,
Man, what?
That's 2 pizzas. That's 3 pizzas.
Give it to me. Now give it to me. Yeah, that's what I used to do.
Yeah.
But it was an amazing campaign for kids to read and stuff and some incentive to read. But for those that, and I hope that you all are able to experience this as we move forward with the nostalgia and Pizza Hut. Man, those Pizza Hut buffets, oh my God. Just the pans the pizzas used to come in, if you just wanted, you say, I ain't doing a buffet, I'm going to order for the family, just slide it in the middle. I can't trust you if you don't like a Pizza Hut pizza. But see, here's the problem. Pizza Hut kind of went away a little bit. It's hard to find them now. That's why I hope the CEO or whomever he may be.
But they're coming back.
Bring them back.
They also dipped in quality a little bit. They did. Little Logan.
They did. I gotta be real. I gotta be real. But they slowly came back a little bit. They came back. You know when they really came back? Pizza Hut. They had the NFL campaign back in before 2010, like right around that time. They were like, I forgot what it was, but they had a campaign for it. Like they were doing some things with the NFL, and the pizza seemed like it got back. But let me tell you something. From about 88 to 96, Pizza Hut, boy, had it. Now Papa John's came out. Papa John's came out of nowhere, man. Started and they took off. Domino's.
Then he got in some hot water.
He from right outside of Louisville, man. Oh, John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shaq tried to. Good PR. I don't know if it,
I don't even know Shaq with him anymore. Shaq doing Carvana now.
Yeah, and I think there are some battles you just can't fight because you ain't gonna win them.
You ain't gonna win them. But man, Pizza. Ooh, man, Pizza. They bring that back and they bring them deep dish.
Yeah,
pizzas
buffets
back.
are coming back.
Ooh, and
old school building design.
Remember the spaghetti you used to have up in there?
Put
that spaghetti up in there, man.
The green little lamps. The red cups.
Big red. Boy, them cups used to be up to the seat. Them cups used to be this big.
Yep.
Fill it all with your finest soda pop. All of it, man. It was great. Y'all like this walk down memory lane? We're gonna talk about video games next week. We just I don't know. We're gonna do whatever. We may talk a little college football. Don't hold your breath. We're just gonna talk about a little bit of everything. It's the summer. It's June. It's June 2.
I watched some softball yesterday.
I did too. Were you shocked that Alabama didn't come away with at least with a win last night?
I mean, for me to have been shocked, I would have needed to have known something about these teams. That's literally the first softball game I've ever watched.
How did you feel about if that was the first softball? How did you feel about Texas Tech and Najari Kennedy?
Oh yeah, I thought
she was
lights out.
Yeah, lights out. She's been amazing for Texas Tech. I genuinely love softball. I'm not acting like I'm some sort of aficionado. Obviously, we cover so many softball teams and programs, high school and college here.
I like the passion. I like the fact that when the girls get outs, they have like little dances and stuff. I think baseball needs that. You need
1
more dance.
million%.
You need more like doing the thing. You hit a home run, doing a little pimple. Like you need something like that.
I saw a tweet from Josh Pate, college football guy, and he said something that really hit home. I was like, you're exactly right. College softball, but more importantly, the Women's College World Series does not miss from their presentation, their on-air presentation, the actual quality of play, the environment they're in. It's like little nuanced things. A young lady hits a home run. They go retrieve the ball and give it to their parents. How dope would it be to be in the college football playoff and whoever catches the touchdown or runs the touchdown in, you find the family and you just have them in different sections, find out where their parents are, and you show them on camera, giving them the football.
Yeah, I don't know where we got to a place in this country where, like, especially when in sports, where like passion is seen as like offensive.
It's wild.
It's kind of insane.
It's insane, bro. It's absolutely insane.
I thought we were supposed to have fun.
That's what allegedly. That's what they told me. And that's the thing. It's just everything about the Women's College World Series is so cool because like it's just from start to finish, it keeps your attention. It's fast paced, but it's just that's how you should handle a championship format. And I 100%, even though the calendar is all over the place, I love how we've kind of elevated the college football national championship game and even the playoff. But man, we could just do even more from a presentation standpoint, just and ingratiate ourselves with the audience and immerse ourselves in the environment and actual fan bases that are there for the game and stuff. And like I said, I think ESPN does a fantastic job. They're amazing. College football's amazing, but man, the Women's College World Series, like you said, you don't even have to be a fan just to tune in. It's just like, it's awesome. It was fun to watch. I watched both games last night. It was super awesome. The college baseball regionals have been crazy. Now
I've seen some of that.
Right. And I've just seen some of it. I haven't watched, I've watched obviously Alabama and Auburn and Troy and Jacksonville State more because we cover those teams from afar. But man, the regional have been crazy good. Like all the top seeds have been knocked out. You got these like mid-majors and stuff that have won and stuff like that. It's been really, really cool. I've thoroughly enjoyed late spring sports this year. I do think that we may be in store for, and I've said this the last couple of years, but this may be the 2026-2027 college football year has all the makings to be a historic one. I think just because of the competitiveness of the elite teams, and I think this playoff is going to be really good. You never know who's going to be dominant, who's not going to be dominant. But I am very, very intrigued, not only with the Southeastern Conference, because I believe that there's more parity in that league than it ever has been. But, man, the storylines are always there for the taking. But, yeah, I just think this is going to be an unbelievably competitive. Like, you know how we've just discussed the NBA playoffs? I think that's what the college football season is going to be like. You're going to look back and be like, man, you remember that 2026 year? That was lit. It was really, really good. Like, subscribe, take after take, Patrick Akers, Carl Prather on the ones and twos, Apple, iTunes, Spotify, 48 Sports Zone app, our 48 Plus app. We have a Take After Take show. We had our first episode last week. We'll have one ready for you to go at 6:30 on this Thursday. That we will chronicle some local sports and then have our. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and call it what this is, Patrick. I'm gonna call speaking with our fellow sportscasters in the state, Yellowhammer Sports Talk. That's what I'm gonna call it.
I like that.
It's a long line, but we'll be able to have that. And as we kind of get into the end of the summer, we'll have some breakouts with that as well, which will be super cool. But yeah, I'm super excited to launch that on our 48 Plus app. That's available on Roku, Amazon Fire, or Apple TV. You can download that and be able to see our 48 Plus or just continuous streaming content and extended content from there, newscasts, everything that you want to watch there as well. But as I mentioned, our Take After Take show is on our podcast, episodes each and every week. Super excited to keep this thing going as well. We're going to head into the mid part of the week, head into the weekend, enjoy a dry weekend.
Thankfully.
Bruh, I'm super excited about that. If you see me out there with basically no clothes on, don't just leave me be. Just leave me be. You just did your hair like that. You ain't gonna go any further?
No.
You gonna leave that alone? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Producer Pat, Carl Prather, Take After Take. We'll see you back here next week.